I just had the worst Yu-Gi-Oh tournament experience ever a few weekends ago at Yu-Gi-Oh Nationals. So guys, I was at table 563. This is round 5. I'm currently 2 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. And my opponent is also the same record. This is very important later. I sit down at the table. This dude's wearing one of those team jerseys, like the yellow one. I don't even know what team it was on. I don't know his name. But you know the type of guys that, they're all hanging around their buddies. They're all wearing the jerseys. Like, kind of like an esports team. He was part of one of those teams. So we sit down. I ask him how many cards is in his deck. Kind of like courtesy questions like, where are you from? Cards in your deck. He said 41. I said, I'm playing 60. He gives me the side eye. He kind of shrugs a little bit. Okay, whatever. No worries. So I win the dice roll. We duel. I'm playing plants. Okay, if you guys don't know anything about plants, basically, one of the vanilla monsters, the Loci, that's full combo. I summon my Loci, go into the Link one, and then he hits it with the Imperm, because I'm going to use the effect to search for Sunbind Sowing, then I go full combo. I already have the Sowing in hand. That's okay, but I play a second one in my deck. I activate the Sowing, and the moment I activate the Sowing, he looks to me dead in the windows of my soul, and it says, people like you should not be playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Let that sink in for a second. What if somebody told you, people like you should not be playing Yu-Gi-Oh? So in that moment, I'm just kind of dumbfounded. So I give him like kind of a chance to correct himself, and I wanted him to elaborate. So I was like, could you elaborate on what you mean by that? And he says, and I quote, Konami should only be responsible for making tier 0 formats where only 3 decks can compete, and you wouldn't be sitting across from me playing Yu-Gi-Oh. And I'm like, what? Bro, I said, my only losses today were from Fiendsmith Snake Eye, which is the best deck in the format. Like, no shot, right? My 2 losses in the draw were literally only from those decks. Every single other deck I played against, I cooked. Right? So based on what he said there, I already knew what deck he was playing. He's like an elitist playing the best deck. Right? So it's very tense. You could feel like you can cut the tension with a knife. It's so tense. Most awkward duel I ever done. Played through game 1. Make a board. He can't break a board. He passes. He doesn't play any cards besides hand trap. So I'm already under the assumption that, he's playing Fiendsmith Snake Eye. Right? So game 2, I was side. I start siding. And while I'm siding, he's getting more and more tilted. I can see the gears turning in his head. Like there's like a vein like popping out, right? So he starts talking about the guy that's like not even me. The guy next to him that was playing like Runic Stun or whatever, like Amano Iwado, Turbo with the stunning. He's like, yeah, decks like this, people like you should not be playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Like he started going off on literally everything around him. All right, then it gets worse. I was shuffling my deck. I put the cards in, shuffled my deck, just did riffle shuffles, like a whole bunch of those. And he's like, you're not shuffling your deck properly. That's why you keep getting all these cracked hands. I see what you're doing. And I'm like, bro, don't you see we're both at table 563? We both have 2 losses in a draw. What do you mean I'm drawing cracked all day? That just doesn't make sense, right? If anything, he should be drawing cracked all day because he's playing the best deck. So he grabs my deck, power shuffles it for me. Right? He's going first. I say good luck because I'm still like, even though I'm getting tilted, it's like I kind of get what he's doing. He's trying to cut through me, but I really wanted to win. All right. He's going first. He draws 5. He looks at me. He says, pass. So I'm like, oh my God. Tell me how I drew the most cracked hand possible out of the deck that he shuffled. He power shuffled it, cut it in half, and gave it to me. So I start playing my plays. He hand traps me. I swing with 2 monsters. He's at 3,300 life points, right? Pass. He draws. Pass. I go back to me, and I'm like, okay, swing for game. And he's like, you sacked my deck, bro. His hand was 2 cross out, 2 Drew's Worm. I have no idea why he kept the Drew's Worm in my deck, especially since, he knows that it's a plant deck. So why would he keep the Drew's Worm in? I don't go for the Sanavalon line until much, much later. Every other hand trap would cut me off further than, Drew's Worm will. And his last card was Imperm. And once I beat him, right, I was like, GG's. And he said, you are making me want to quit Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm like, I'm just like dumbfounded, right? Because he's still going off. And he's like, this is why all the pros are quitting. And I'm like, bro, we're at table 563. Like, so anyways, after I cooked him, felt really good. It felt so good that the people that were around me afterwards, they met up with me like round 9, round 10 the following day. I was like, bro, I was the dude that was right next to you. That dude was being a major, not the best person. I'm not gonna, guys, I forgot what I was gonna say, but anyways, I just can't believe that happened, to be honest. In all my years of Yu-Gi-Oh, like, I've never met somebody so salty that the only thing to take it out on is just their opponent, right? And I understand that it's nationals. We're at supposed to be the highest level of Yu-Gi-Oh, but at the end of the day, I mean, we're still playing card games. Obviously, there is some luck involved because the way you deck build, etc., when you play the ratios and the numbers, but I'm just so shook. Like, how is he not prepared for plants? Like, is it just because he's not in Europe? Like, I don't understand. So anyways, guys, down below, let me know about your worst or even your best Yu-Gi-Oh experience, honestly. Because it went from bad to really good really quick. Because I've never felt so satisfied just beating someone at Yu-Gi-Oh! And in that manner. My name is AkemiTCG. I'll see you guys next time.